The first question is, what if you're wearing tight clothing, like the one I'm wearing here, around your wrists, and you want to make wudu? What can we do? For the sisters, sometimes as well, they have maybe a tight, what do you call it? An underscarf. Is that what it's called? Underscarf? Underscarf. Or she's had a hijab on tight. And also socks. Okay. The first one, if a man is wearing tight, or a woman, on the arms or the legs, like tight pants or tight, then you have to, I can unbuckle it, I have to unbuckle it, or you take that off. You cannot, your wudu cannot be accepted or valid if you haven't done your arms. The only parts of the wudu, the body in wudu, which the wudu remains valid if you miss them, the correct opinion that I'm following is the mouth and the nose. The mouth and the nose, you can miss them. As for the arms, the head, wiping at once, the ears, the arms and the feet and the face, they're compulsory. Because they're mentioned in the Quran. They're mentioned in the Quran. Now, for a sister who's wearing an underscarf and it's too tight, the scholars were asked about this, and this is a classical question. If she's been wearing it all day and she had made wudu before and she wore the tight underscarf and has not taken it off and needs to make wudu again, she can wipe over it. Because there are multiple hadiths in the books of the Sihah al-Sitta, we call them the 6 books of hadith, where the Prophet ﷺ wiped over his turban, over his hat, over his khimar, and same goes for women. As for the socks, now that's another niqab and what is it? Putting your pants below the ankle question. So again, there is a difference of opinion among the schools of thought. All of them agree that leather socks that are tight over the ankle, if you had made wudu beforehand and then you wore them, leather, you can wipe over them, not a problem. When you make wudu, wipe once. You just get water, you sprinkle off your hands, and you wipe with the right hand or the left on the top of your foot, and the left one on the top of that foot once. You don't soak it, just wipe. Okay. That's unanimous, leather. The difference of opinion is material. So if it's wool, or if it is cotton or something else. So this is technical. One group of scholars say you can, on condition that it's thick enough, that when you sprinkle water and it doesn't go through. So it has to be thick socks, and that's the correct opinion, inshaAllah, which I follow. Obviously not from my head, from the opinions of the scholars of the schools of thought. And a minority of them have mentioned, even if it's very thin, but the evidence is weak for that. But Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, authentic hadiths say, he used to wipe over the khuf. The khuf is leather. وَالْجَوْرَبَيْن. Al-jawrab is non-leather. And there is a book called Fiqh al-Sunnah by Sayyid Sabiq. If you want to read that, it details it, and others like it. So, I've studied the Hanbali madhab when I did Sharia, and the other schools of thought, briefly. And the opinion that I follow is the opinion of the scholars who say that even thick socks is okay. Now, I've got to be careful. Some brothers and sisters, they take schools of thought too strictly and very zealously, to the point where when you come to pray Imam, they'll say, did you wipe over your socks? If you say yes, they walk away. They won't pray behind you because they believe your salat is not accepted. This is extreme. Even the schools of thought did not use that mentality and approach. And one example I can give is when Imam al-Shafi'i, do you know who I'm talking about, Imam al-Shafi'i? Or am I just... Imam al-Shafi'i, if you know who he is, Imam al-Shafi'i, he came after Imam Malik, and before Imam Malik was Abu Hanifa. In the Hanafi madhab, they go with leather socks. Imam al-Shafi'i, in the Hanafi madhab, when they pray, they don't raise their hands all the time, only once, the first time. Imam al-Shafi'i's madhab, they raise their hands when they get up from ruku', and when they go into ruku', raise like this. So Imam al-Shafi'i went and visited Kufa, which is in Iraq, and Imam Abu Hanifa used to be there, and he had his grave slightly distant from the mosque, which he used to give his dars and his lessons in. So when he was praying in the masjid, Imam al-Shafi'i, they saw him not raising his hand, he left it. When they questioned him, "Ya Imam, in your madhab, in your school of thought, you tell people to raise it and you have your evidence. Why did you stop doing it here when it's in your own school of thought?" He said, "Out of respect for the owner of that grave, Abu Hanifa." He looked at the people, they are his students, and he doesn't want to cause a clash or a fitna between them and disrespect their teacher and go to him. So he left out something which has difference of opinion and both have evidence, because either one can be correct. It doesn't matter. And Rasul ﷺ also said, if a alim makes a mistake in his fatwa, he or she gets one reward, and if they get it right, they get double. So this is what we call difference of opinion that has evidence, and people should not go to extremes that way. I've seen marriages divorce because one follows a school of thought, the other one follows something else, which I think I did a YouTube clip about the 12 questions you should ask when you get married. I think it's 13, we should make it, probably even 14. What madhab do you follow? Oh my God. What school of thought do you follow? People can leave each other because of that. That's absurd. It shouldn't be like that, subhanAllah. Anyway, that's another topic.